guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Addie and this is Judge a Book by its Cover. So I was on my library website the other day and I noticed that they have the 2021 master lists for the Sequoyah Book Awards for this coming year up, and I was so stoked because the Sequoyah reading program that my school put on was so much fun when I was younger, and I'm just like really excited to talk about this again. Basically what the Sequoyah Book Awards is it's in a book award that was created by the Oklahoma Library Association, and the idea is that there's this list of 15 books for your age range. So there's 3 different categories. There's the children's, the intermediate, and the high school. And the idea is that students can read at least 3 of those books and then vote on which one is their favorite, and then that will win a book award at the end of the year. So my school, while I was growing up, they made it into a whole reading program where you got rewarded if you finished all of the books on the list. So it was just always something that was super fun. We got to go on a field trip. We got to do something that was really cool, like go to the National Cowboy Museum or the Jinx Aquarium or something like that, and we got to spend the night in a hotel and everything. So that was a really fun program, and it really just dialed into me because I liked reading and I also am hyper competitive, so it was just something that I enjoyed doing and spending my time doing. So when I saw that the lists were released, I was like, oh man, I should do something with that, because like I had such a good time reading all of these books and stuff when I was younger. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna be doing a video series on this, so I'm gonna have the Judge a Book by its Cover for the children's, for the intermediate, and for the high school, because 45 books is a lot of books to judge a book by its cover in one video, and I didn't want it to be like 2 hours long. So I'm just gonna do the children's one this week. Next week I'll do the intermediate, and then I will do the high school one. So the Sequoyah Book Award, I feel like I should give you some context of what this is. So it was created by the Oklahoma Library Association in April of 1959, and it is the 3rd oldest children's choice award in the nation, so that's pretty cool. But it's named after Sequoyah, who is a prominent figure in Oklahoma history, and I will read what the Oklahoma Library Association has to say about this award. So it says, with this award, Oklahoma honors the Native American leader Sequoyah for his unique achievement in creating the Cherokee syllabary. Sequoyah chose 85 symbols to represent all spoken sounds of the Cherokee language. In doing so, he created a way to preserve his people's language and culture. So this is something that's really important in Oklahoma. Like, I'm pretty sure the anthropology department at OU, or the University of Oklahoma, like exists to preserve Native American languages and indigenous languages. And I think that's like really cool, and I'm really happy that this is somebody that we honor here. I do believe that Sequoyah is like one of the 2 things that represents Oklahoma at the US Capitol building in Washington, DC. So like, he's a very prominent figure here, and that's pretty cool. So that is why it's called the Sequoyah Book Award. Anyway, that is what is going on. I am gonna go ahead and hop into the children's list. So stick with me and I will see you in just a minute. All right, so to start this off, we're gonna do the children's list, and that is the books that are aimed at the 3rd through 5th grade, so like 8 to 12-year-olds, and that's gonna be super fun. I think that these are gonna be a lot easier to distinguish what the story is gonna be about based on the cover, just because I feel like middle grade and young reader stuff is generally, they're trying to entice children to read, and so they put a lot of the story on the cover so that if there's something that interests somebody, that they will go ahead and gravitate towards that. So we will see what's going on. There are 15 books here, so I will put timestamps if you want to skip over any of them or anything like that, but here we go. I have the first one, and it is Lety Out Loud by Angela Cervantes, and this one looks really fun. I love the blue and the pink contrast on that, but also the hand lettering is straight out of elementary school. I used to doodle words and stuff like that all over my notebooks in that like specific block letter kind of type thing with like the lines and everything. So like, you know, that's very elementary school. Other than that, we have who I'm assuming is Lety down here at the bottom. She is right-handed, but we're not gonna hold that against her. And there is a dog on the cover. So from the title and from the cover, I'm thinking that the story is gonna be about Lety learning to speak out about what she believes in and stuff like that, and really just trying to like champion a cause and learning how to, you know, fight for what she believes in. And I think it's gonna have something to do with animal rights, because, or like an animal shelter or something like that, because there's a dog on the cover. It also has a medal on it, and I can't unfortunately see what that medal is from this picture. So So that is my take on what that is. My interest in reading this probably is like a 6 of 10. I would definitely pick it up and like flip it over to see what it was going to be about and reading the summary just to see if like maybe that would interest me. The next book that is on this list is Jennifer Choldenko's 1/3 Nerd, and this one looks super fun. It looks like it might be a like sibling situation where you have like a middle child who is our MC over here because she is active and the other two are kind of passive, but she's doing something, so we assume this is the MC, and she looks like maybe she really likes science and that she's maybe asking questions about what's going on in the world and like how things work within the world, and it's causing, you know, shenanigans for everyone else. So we've got the brother over here and he looks concerned, and like the little sister looks a little mischievous. So yeah, I think it's gonna be like a sibling story. It looks like something you would find though at like the Scholastic Book Fair or like from the Scholastic Book Order thing. I think that this would definitely be something that you know, like is meant to draw kids in. So the next one is The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise. Okay, so first of all, we have to talk about her outfit right here. Like, that is so cute. I love those sunglasses. I'm pretty sure I have like at least 3 pairs of those round sunglasses because I love them and they're amazing. And yeah, other than that, this looks like a book that might like rip my heart out and make me cry. Other than that, it's called The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise, and she's sitting on top of a school bus. So I wonder what that's about. Like, is she on a field trip? Does she have like, does she live like next to a junkyard or something and like there's an old school bus there and so that's her little hangout place or something? Or, oh my god, what if it's like one of those things where she lives in a school bus and her family travels around in a school bus like all year round and that's what's going on? That would be wicked. I'm super into watching videos of van conversions and stuff like that and like schoolies. What if that's what's happening here? That would be so freaking awesome. Anyway, I'm like super intrigued by this. I would definitely pick this up based on the title alone because that just seems like something that I would want to read, and then also the cover is very interesting. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna hurt, and that's how I feel about it. I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. That's what I'm getting at. So that is a 10 of 10 on the interest scale. The next book on the list is Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly, and this one looks like this. So this cover is like all of my favorite colors. It's my favorite color palette. It's got like that blue and the purple and then like the gold foil accent kind of type thing. I'm into it. I'm into it a lot. And then we've got our main character up here standing on a dock, and it looks kind of like a concert kind of type thing, which is calls back to the title here because it's Song for a Whale. So like I like that imagery, and then you've got the whale down here at the bottom, and I wonder if the whale is going to be like an actual whale or if it's going to be a metaphorical whale. I don't know. The other thing of note on this is that there is a, there we go, there is a medal right there, and it says the Snyder Family Book Award, and it's got some braille on it. So I'm thinking that maybe our main character is deaf and that has something to do with the story. That would be very interesting. And also the like tagline at the top says make waves about something. I'm just intrigued. I love the cover of this. I kind of want it in my possession like immediately. So highly intrigued. 10 of 10, want to read. All right, so the next one we have is Because of the Rabbit by Cynthia Lord. This is what this looks like. I would not have been interested in reading this as a child, but that is okay. And we're back here again with the bubble letter font thing going on there, and I don't know really what to make of this cover because it's just something because of the rabbit, and then there's a rabbit, and I don't know. I would definitely have to see what the summary is on this to see like what is going on. So, all right, so the next one we have is a nonfiction book, and you can clearly tell that by the cover, and it is Rescuing Rialto, a baby sea otter's story. And look at him, he's just a little ham. I love that. It is written by Linda V. Mapes, and it is photographed by Alan Bernier. This is gonna be a story about this baby sea otter, and I wonder if it's like a rescue and it's like living in a zoo and they're gonna re-release it back to the wild or something like that. Just looks like fun. So that's that one. The next book that we have is Meena Meets Her Match by Carla Manternock, and this one looks fun. Like, I'm getting some, you know, independent, I don't need nobody kind of type vibes, but she's gonna meet her match up here, so that will be interesting. I love her little pink strip in her hair. She just looks like fun. She looks confident and cool and ready to take on the world, so that one's intriguing as well. I kind of want to read about like what makes her so confident and everything. And I also want to know what the conflict is, because she meets her match. So is she gonna make a new friend? Is she gonna be like arguing with somebody? We'll see what happens there. The next one is the beginning of a series. It is called Saving Fable by Scott Rankin by Scott Rankin. And it is the first book in the Tale Spinners series here. This is very obviously young adult fantasy here, not young adult, but middle grade fantasy, and that looks wicked cool. We have a wizard type character over here. He's got little fire in his hand. She's got like a Thor hammer. Kind of looks like they maybe are traveling through worlds, because the structures that are over here kind of look like a campsite in the blue, and then back here it's like a very fantastical village, like city from like back in the day and stuff like that. So I don't really know what's going on there, but I'm intrigued because I love middle grade fantasy, and that is something that I would love to pick up. All right, so the next one is also a middle grade fantasy, and it is Changeling, which is book 1 of the Oddmire series by William Ritter. And we've got 2 guys here that look like twins, so I'm assuming that one of them is a changeling because it's called Changeling. We've got like a fairy gate and a kind of wicked looking dude standing back there. Like, I'm a little concerned about them. They're gonna be traveling through that and into the Fey world. And you really, I'm hooked. I want to know what's going on there. So that one's super fun. The next book is Birdie by Eileen Spinelli, and this is what it looks like. This looks like it's gonna make me cry as well. Let me, there's a lot of white being reflected back on that. Let me lower that. So that is what it looks like. And like, it looks like she may be talking to those birds. I'm getting like a real Rapunzel vibe where she's sitting up in the tower, just being like, when will my life begin? And all of that. I also like her little bookcase and this little plant over to the side. That's super fun. She's got a cat. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like this is gonna be like, this is gonna hurt me. That is, I'm 100% sure that this is gonna hurt my feelings, and it's gonna hurt me for her because she looks lonely and I want her to have friends that are not birds. That's what I want. All right, so the next one is Roll With It by Jamie Sumner, and we have some disability rep here, and she's got a pie, so I'm assuming she is wanting to be a baker of some kind, and I'm intrigued. I definitely want to read this one. This looks like it's going to be really good. I love her outfit, like the red Converse with the, you know, striped t-shirt and the yellow jacket and the blue jeans. Like, love that. Anyway, that is Roll With It by Jamie Sumner, and it just looks like fun. It looks like a good middle grade. I'm sure she's gonna be fabulous. All right, so the next book is A Monster Like Me by Wendy S. Swart, and it looks like this. We've got a big book of monsters down there, so I feel like the monster in this may actually be metaphorical. Like, they're not real monsters, they're just kind of like, she thinks maybe she's a monster. She's got half of her face covered, and I know that that is like a symbol of something. I don't remember what it is at this exact moment, but I know that that like is a trope in literature kind of type thing where like you have covered half of your face. Like, if you can't see, then it's like you're not seeing yourself clearly. So I feel like this is gonna be one of those books that also hurts me, because I feel like she maybe thinks she's a monster and she's not, and she has to learn how to like love herself, and I feel like that's gonna be very poignant. So that's that one. The next one has 2 covers, and it is called The Light Jar by Lisa Thompson, and this is the first one, which very fun, very aimed at middle grade with the block bubble letters again, and the illustrations are fun. If you can see on there, it looks like there are people in the woods kind of behind him, and he's illuminating the woods, so that's kind of interesting. I don't know what it's going to be about, but he's got like a whole jar of like fireflies. And then this is the second cover, and again, there's the boy down here who has the jar of fireflies. So I'm feeling like that's gonna be interesting. This looks like it's gonna hurt. My feelings are hurt already just looking at this cover. I wanna read this. And then like the tagline on this one says hope comes from within. Oh my gosh. I'm ready to read these books. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, so the next book is Stargazing by Jin Wang. And this one is super cute looking. Like, I keep saying that, but I think this is gonna be like a buddy friendship kind of type book, because we got our 2 people here on the front, and this wind spirit looking kind of type thing is coming from the book. So I wonder if we have like an inkart kind of type situation where like this person can read things into actuality or something like that. That would be interesting. I don't know. This just looks good. It looks like it would be fun and I would like to read it. And this is the last one. It is A Green Place to Be, The Creation of Central Park by Ashley Benham Yazdani. And this definitely looks like a nonfiction book aimed at younger readers and stuff like that. I would probably read this just because I'm like fascinated by New York City and Central Park in general, so that's super fun. But this is definitely one of those like illustrated for nonfiction kind of type things. So obviously from the title, it's just gonna be like how the story of Central Park came to be what it is. And so that's really interesting. We've got like some dudes up here who are just standing there doing their thing. And then we got some kids running around and like a mom on a bridge and stuff like that. So yeah, it just like looks interesting. I think it'll be pretty good. Anyway, so that is the children's master list for the 2021 Sequoyah Book Awards. And yeah, there are several of those books that I am like just really interested in reading, and the rest of them are intriguing enough that I would have picked them up anyways, especially because they're on this list. So I am looking forward to reading those at some point. And yeah, if you like this video, hit like. If you really liked it, hit subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. See you. Goodbye.